All right. All the members are lined up in the lobby at the moment. We should see this starting off here any second now. And here we go. We are off into it, into the champ select. All right, and it will be very interesting if we see any bans come out here, considering how long it took for this match to actually start. We see a Graves ban come through for Elo Terrorists. And we see a Silas ban coming through for Predictive Gaming here. Very solid ban there to ban out the Silas. We see Darius ban, which makes sense as we have saw just how dominant Darius can be in lane and in the game in our last match. And we see a Yasuo ban here, which is fairly common in the BTL for people to ban the Yasuo, for considering how many people have actually played it. And we have one last ban here for Elo Terrace, and then it will go over to Predictive Gaming for the first pick. And we see a Thresh ban coming through for Elo Terrace. First pick going over to Predictive Gaming here. And we see the Jarvan pick coming through here for Predictive Gaming. First picking their jungler right off the bat. Elo Terrace now picking two champions for their team. And they first pick their support, which will be Alistar this match. And they actually pick their bot lane first. We see the Alistar pick coming through, and then the Sivir follows immediately after. Looks like Predictive Gaming is going to answer by picking their ADC and also by picking their bot lane as well, securing the Vayne and Nami against the Alistar and Sivir bot lane. Elo Terrace now have the last pick here for this phase, and then we move on to banning the last 4 champions and then picking the last 4 characters. And we see the jungle Lee Sin pick coming through for Elo Terrace. Alright, we see a Cassiopeia ban and a Fiora ban coming through. Very interesting ban here from Predictive Gaming. Don't think I've seen a Fiora ban yet in the past few weeks of BTL. Nor have I seen someone pick Fiora either. And we see the Jace ban coming through as the last ban here for Elo Terrace. One ban left in the game. What will Predictive Gaming decide to ban out here? And they banned the Kled, which is a smart ban here. Elo Terrace still looking to pick up a top laner and a mid laner as well. Two of their solo lanes. Elo Terrace Currently hovering over the Poppy pick, but I would like to see the Lissandra get locked in here in the mid lane. And we see the Lissandra get locked in. Another BTL special here. Seeing as the Lissandra was not banned this game, it actually was, surprise, surprise, picked and will be played by Mecha Def Ala in the mid lane. 3 jams here, picking for Predictive Gaming. And he will be picking the Cho'Gath for the top lane. The mid lane being the last pick that Predictive Gaming needs here. Knowing what matchup he will be going up against, as the Lissandra already has been picked for Eloteris, Predictive Gaming, Jerryman decides to pick the Vigar into the Lissandra. Last pick here for Eloteris will be their top laner. And they lock in the Scion. Very, very solid champion draft here. I'd say Eloteris has a very beefy front line with the Alistar and Scion, but also has very good lockdown with Lissandra. Very good on the damage as well. Don't know how the damage will translate into mid to late game. As the Sivir begins to get online, she will be the key for Eloteris winning the game if this goes past 35 minutes. Predictive Gaming having a pretty good draft as well, securing the Cho'Gath top, taking a Jarvan in the jungle. Very spicy pick mid with the Vigar against the Lissandra. Interested to see how that matchup's going to play out. And the Vayne Nami bot lane, being a classic here, should do fairly well against the Alistar Sivir. And alright, we will have this 2-minute and 50-second delay before the match gets started. Do not go anywhere, and we will be loaded in and watching this game go on as it happens. I'm very excited to see how this Vigar pick is going to play out here for Predictive Gaming against the Lissandra. We see the Lissandra in a lot of BTL matches. Let's see if the Vigar will be the answer that everyone has been looking for against the Lissandra. Alright, 1:25 here until we are going to load into the game. Alright, only 40 more seconds. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And here we are loading into the game for the Week 7, Day 1 Predictive Gaming versus Elo Terrorists match for BTL Season 6. Alright, and we are in. Time to see if we will receive a BTL special here of a pause pre 15 seconds in this match. And we will not be receiving the BTL special of a pause this match. Looks like everyone is out of base and heading towards their respective locations. I do not expect to see an invade from either team here. If an invade does happen, I'd say that Elo Terrace would have the better level 1. Everyone has lined up in their lineman formations, getting vision on the river on both sides. The Cho'Gath does go for a little bit of poke here. And the Cho'Gath expends a bit of mana to get a little bit of poke here on the Lissandra. Vygar was able to go ahead and grab that singular extra AP. Gonna have to see if him grabbing that early game 1 AP is gonna make or break him in lane against this Lissandra here. Alright, starting to start here from the Jarvan. Gonna go ahead and start the red, grabbing a leash from his bot lane. Looks like the Lee Sin will be doing the same thing as well, starting his blue, grabbing the leash from his bot lane. Bot lanes will rotate here towards each other, but will not engage at all. Looks like they're gonna go straight to the minion wave. The Vygar already up to 4 AP here. Alright, we're seeing some pretty standard stuff come out here from each player here. Cho'Gath and Sion trading respectively. Fairly equal there in the top lane. Vayne getting a good amount of poke here on the Sivir. The Nami doing a very good job of getting some poke down in lane. And we see a gank here in the top lane on the Cho'Gath with the Lee Sin. Cho'Gath instantly flashes, and the Lee Sin opts to just walk away, satisfied with blowing the Cho'Gath flash. The Lissandra does not get stunned on the cage at all. Cho'Gath is rotating towards the blue, just in case the Lee Sin tries to go to steal it. And we can see here that the Cho'Gath is meeting with the Lee Sin here. Vigar landing the cage. Jarvan with the knockup. And down goes Lee Sin. First blood going over to the Vigard there in the mid lane. Very nice job there from Predictive Gaming. The Cho'Gath, sensing that the Lee Sin was going to invade on the Jarvan's blue, rotates through his backside try and actually manages to catch out the Lee Sin. The Vigard collapsing with the cage, stunning the Lee Sin, manages to go ahead and help secure that. Sion is walking down here, potentially trying to steal, but actually not able to make it in time before the Jarvan is finished. The blue buff does get some wards down. Lee Sin is making his way towards Jarvan's blue side jungle, but he's opting to just go for the Scuttle Crab here instead. Jarvan has to be careful here, seeing as the Sion was able to get wards down. They do know that he is currently in his blue side jungle. Lissandra does go ahead and base. She does have TP. I expect a TP back to lane here. Okay, and she opts to save her TP instead and walks back to lane. The Vigard did receive the double bust from the Lee Sin here, was able to poke out the Lissandra and force her to recall. Alright, the Cho'Gath is now out of mana in the top lane, but so is the Sion as well. Cho'Gath will decide to go ahead and base. He has not shopped ever since receiving or picking up the assist on that Lee Sin kill earlier. Go ahead and buys a Glacial Shroud on recall and TPs back into lane. Sion, respectively, will be doing the same thing. Goes ahead and recalls, picks up a Ruby Crystal, a Sapphire Crystal, and TPs back to his turret. The Lee Sin was going for a gank there in the mid lane on the Vigard, but it was unsuccessful. Lee Sin still looking for the Vigard here in mid. Jarvan also hovering around the mid lane, watching, potentially going to go for the counter gank here, but Sandra does not get hit by the cage. Opts out. Jarvan misses the knockup, and Lee Sin is able to get out safely. Very solid trade there for the Sion in the top lane, coming out on top on that exchange. The Sion is now level 6, but so is the Cho'Gath as well. The Lee Sin is making his way towards topside. Sion does have level 6, so he can ult the Cho'Gath. Goes for the ultimate, lands the air knockup. Lee Sin will go for the Q, and is able to pick up the kill on the Cho'Gath in the top lane there. Very well played by the Sion, able to poke the Cho'Gath down before fully engaging, knowing that the Lee Sin would be there to go ahead and help finish the kill. Cho'Gath not having the flash that he had burnt earlier on the first initial Lee Sin gank was unfortunately unable to get out of that situation. The Jarvan will go ahead and take the Lee Sin's blue buff, or he attempted to take the Lee Sin's blue buff. Will get rooted here by the Lissandra and has to flash over the wall. We do see a flash come through by the Lissandra, but unfortunately was not able to do anything with that flash. Jarvan, unaware of the pink ward, currently at the Lee Sin's blue buff. Very solid vision here by Elo Terrorists on their jungle. Especially towards the bot side, they have about 3 pink wards on the lower end half of the map. Lee Sin is taking Jarvan's red buff here, knowing that he is too low to go ahead and complete it. The Cho'Gath does go for another trade there in the top lane. Unfortunately misses the knockup, but is able to land the autos and the silence. Fairly even exchange there in the top lane between the Sion and the Cho'Gath. The Sion will decide to go ahead and recall after not still has not shopped ever since picking up the kill on the Cho'Gath here. So he will go ahead and be able to pick up some items, only 3 CS behind the Cho'Gath. And he goes ahead and picks up a Spectre's Cowl, which will be very good for him in this lane against the Cho'Gath. Vayne getting a very, Botland having a very nice trade against his Sivir here, getting her very, not that low, but getting her pretty low. Sivir also running low on mana, but hitting 6. Cho'Gath will be able to pick up a turret plating here in the top lane from the Sion base. Lee Sin is hovering towards the bot side, potentially looking to make something happen. The Lee Sin is in the bot brush, but I don't think he realizes that he was seen by the minion that was about right there. Predictive Gaming is ready to answer on the engage. Just like that, Jarvan is going in. Nice spell shield from the Sivir, being able to save her from the Jarvan ultimate. Lee Sin has to flash out there, and looks like the Alistar will go down. And the Vayne misses the condemn on the Sivir onto the turret. It was a fight that was played. I'd say well played on the side of Predictive Gaming there, being able to recognize what Elo Terrace was doing in the bot side and able to answer with 2 of their own members as well, being able to pick up the kill on the Alistar. And on top of being able to pick the kill, able to convert that into picking up the first Drake of the game at 10 minutes, which is Ocean Drake. The next dragon to spawn will be Infernal. Fairly even here in the top lane. Cho'Gath is up 10 CS to the Sion, but the Sion does have a kill over the Cho'Gath. Veigar able to land the cage here, get some pretty good poke going on in the mid lane. Lee Sin is looking to gank this Veigar here in the mid lane. Veigar no vision, completely unaware of what's going to happen here. Lissandra going for the ultimate. Lee Sin kick comes through. Veigar is gonna go down, and just like that, Lissandra picks up the kill on the Veigar in the mid lane. 2 ultimates going down for the Veigar. And just like that, Elo Terrace is slowly crawling back into this gold discrepancy here, and now they're even on the gold, even on the kills. And that kill in the bot lane on the Alistar earlier did go over to the Vayne, which is going to be a very nice kill for Predictive Gaming, especially being on the Vayne, gonna be able to help her scale into the monster that she is even faster. Sion is going for the ultimate in the top lane on the Cho'Gath and lands it. Lee Sin not in range for this. Sion opting to hold his knockup. Lee Sin is here now. Cho'Gath flashes. Lee Sin lands the Q. Lee Sin does not have ultimate though, however. Sion should be able to land a knockup here. Jarvan with his own knockup, able to get the R onto the Lee Sin, but the Lee Sin W's out, completely evading the kill potential that the Jarvan had there. And looks like no one will go down here in the top lane. Lee Sin is going to be looking to make a play here potentially. Does have ultimate up. Lands the Q onto the Jarvan. Gets the kick and unfortunately is not able to pick up the kill here. Jarvan lands the knockup on the Sion going for the dive. Sion currently running for his life with about 70 HP here. Is not going to be able to pick up the kill and goes down to the Jarvan. Very, very well played in the top lane by Predictive Gaming. Lee Sin was overestimating the damage he was able to produce, as the Jarvan was able to shield before the Lee Sin kicked on that tower dive, keeping him just barely alive. Lee Sin did go down to the tower. Sion, unfortunately, was already inside of there deep. The Jarvan landed a knockup on that. Very well played by Predictive Gaming, picking up some very well needed kills here in the top lane. Don't know if that is a Smithy or not. It's currently speculation whether that is. Lissandra getting the ultimate here, but very nice flash there by the Vygar, being able to get out of that. Misses the cage. If the Vygar was able to land the cage there, he would have potentially been able to kill Lissandra, or at least bait out the flash. Alright, Cho'Gath is exchanging with the Sion again in the top lane here. Alright, currently we have 4 members of Elo Terrace inside the blue side jungle. Lissandra is securing the blue buff here, and the Alistar and Sivir were just making sure that there's no fighting going on. The Cho'Gath did pop his Righteous Glory, heading towards the Sion, but unfortunately is not going to do anything with that as he does not want to tower dive. Instead opts to rotate through the tri-bush and pick up a pink ward that was set by Elo Terrace. Lee Sin again in the bot lane here for Elo Terrace, looking to potentially make this work again. Lee Sin exposes himself and goes ahead and walks towards the river. Inferno Drake has now spawned. Lee Sin. Jarvan is towards the bot side here. Very interesting play going down here in the mid lane. Looks like Lee Sin instantly gets deleted. Jarvan still alive, getting very good damage off onto Lissandra. Will Vygar be able to pick this kill up? Lissandra very low HP. Cho'Gath is also here. And looks like Cho'Gath does go for the Devour onto Lissandra. We see a fight going down here in the bot lane. Sion coming in with the ultimate. Gonna go ahead and land it on the Nami. Picks up the kill on the Nami. Vayne still trying to do what she can. Picks up the kill on the Sivir. Cho'Gath comes down with his TP as well. Knocks up the Sion. Managing to save the Vayne. Vayne still trying to pick up a kill here. And manages to pick up the kill. Or Cho'Gath picks up the kill on the Alistar. And Cho'Gath is going for a tower dive here, essentially. And opts to go ahead and walk away here. Very well played by Predictive Gaming. Able to go ahead and turn that fight bot lane into... Oh, Lee Sin is looking for something here. Lee Sin does have kick up, but opts not to go in. Elo Terrace getting a very good engage onto Predictive Gaming in the bot lane with the damn near one shot of the Nami from the Sion, instantly removing her from the fight. But the Cho'Gath TP followed, was able to help Predictive Gaming secure the win in that fight. The Vayne also playing that very well, picking up a kill and an assist in the Cho'Gath picking up a kill from that fight. Overall, Predictive Gaming traded 1 for 2. Lee Sin is ganking the Vygar here mid again. Lissandra uses the ultimate, almost guaranteeing the kill onto the Vygar, and Lee Sin goes ahead and last hits it, picks up his first kill of the match. Vygar having a rough time in the mid lane to the Lee Sin ganks. Very hard to evade the ganks of Lee Sin and Lissandra, especially even with cleanse, considering just how devastating of a lockdown the Lissandra ultimate can be. Along with the mobility of the Lee Sin to catch up even if the Vygar was to flash. Alright, we do see fight going on down here in the bot lane. Sivir does have to flash the last auto attack from the Vayne that would have killed. Lee Sin lands the kick and the and his Q, killing the Vayne. Sion missing his ultimate, but landing the knockup on the Nami Alistar combo, and Lee Sin picks up a double kill in the bot lane. Elo Terrorist should be able to convert this into picking up the first turret of the game. First turret gold will go over to Elo Terrorist, picking up the first turret in the bot lane. Very well played there by Elo Terrorist. Very nice flash from the Sivir, almost baiting the Vayne deep into that tower dive that was going on. Lee Sin will go ahead and steal Jarvan's red buff here, and it's potentially looking to gank mid lane. Very nice combo there from the Veigar. Not, unfortunately, unable to kill the Lissandra, but getting the ultimate out from her, and very late flash there from the Veigar. Still going down to the Lee Sin, who was able to essentially solo the Veigar. Lissandra also having a very nice ultimate there, being able to go ahead and regen the HP up enough to survive the Veigar. Interesting here, the Veigar did go Glacial Augment this game, but we have not been able to see that play too far out for him, or play out too much for him. We see a TP coming in here in the top lane from the Lissandra. Elo Terrorist does have 4 players here in the top side. Predictive Gaming playing a bit careful, seeing as they only have 2. Predictive Gaming rotating towards the top side of the map to match this pressure that Elo Terrorist is exerting right now. All 5 members are in the top lane. Looks like Veigar lands the ultimate on the Lee Sin, killing him. Jarvan also Lissandra, but Lissandra is able to get out. Sion goes down to the Vayne. Cho'Gath gets the righteous forward slow on the Alistar. Alistar now popping ultimate, goes down to the Vayne. Vayne with a double kill. Cho'Gath picking up a kill on the Sivir there in the top lane. And Predictive Gaming ultimately losing no one, but being able to pick up 4 members of Elo Terrorist from that fight. But they might even look to pick up the Baron here 45 seconds after it spawned. Lissandra might be able to do a little bit of work here, does still have ultimate up, but it seems like Predictive Gaming is just bursting this Baron down way too fast, and they go ahead and pick up the Baron 21 minutes into the game. Just like that, Predictive Gaming has increased their gold to about almost 36k, being about 3k gold up on Elo Terrorist. Lee Sin landing the combo on the Veigar, but unfortunately not doing enough damage to be able to kill the Veigar with that kick. Lissandra also blowing her ultimate, flashing the Jarvan knockup. Sion is ulting to go mid, but opts not to go into the lane. Not much happening down here in the mid lane. Looks like Predictive Gaming chooses to drop the Rift Herald and picks up 2 turrets. This is going to be a very hard push for Elo Terrorist to defend in the mid lane. Have the Rift Herald and the Baron buff pushing down in mid from Predictive Gaming. Looks like they were able to go ahead and defend the siege, but sustaining some substantial damage on their inhib turret here. Looks like Lee Sin goes in, lands the kick, but is not able to insect it in there. Vayne is walking around. Jarvan with the ultimate. Veigar cage. Veigar goes ahead and picks up a kill on Lee Sin with his ultimate. Cho'Gath goes down. Vayne is also down. Nami and Vigar, the only two members left alive for Predictive Gaming. Elo Terra is able to get a very substantial win there, trading 1 for 3 in the mid lane, as Predictive Gaming did have Baron buff up. Elo Terrace will be able to bandage their wounds, not giving up the inhib turret to Predictive Gaming just yet. Very solid fight going on down there in the mid lane at the inhibitor turret for Elo Terrace. Predictive Gaming misplaying quite a bit. The Vayne not able to land as many auto attacks as she needed to on some of the key members. Is securing the blue buff. Both sides are securing buffs at the moment for their respective team. Currently, Predictive Gaming has 3 members in the mid lane. Something to note here is the top and bottom auto turret for Elo Terrace are still standing. Cho'Gath going in, missing the Righteous Glory slow, but will engage here. Alistar with the flash combo, but gets condemned backwards by the Vayne. Alistar dies. Jarvan is able to land the ultimate there. Nami with the bubble. Vigar with the ultimate, and Sion goes down as well to the Vayne. Vayne still able to auto attack here, picking up a double kill in that fight. 4 members of Predictive Gaming still stand, and they're going to be able to take out the inhibitor here in the mid lane. Vayne still looking for more, gets the Bork slow onto Sivir, but unable to pick up the kill. Sivir pops ultimate. Vigar manages to live, and looks like Predictive Gaming is going to go ahead and just walk out here after winning that team fight and picking up the inhibitor turret. Looks like they're going to go ahead and convert this into a Cloud Drake as well. Very well played there by Predictive Gaming on Elo Terrace here. Vayne picking up some very well needed kills in that team fight. Does have the Rage Blade online, the Zerkers, and the Borg. Looks like Predictive Gaming will be able to pick up a kill here on the Lee Sin, who was doing his Grom. Very well played there by Predictive Gaming to go ahead and check the Lee Sin's jungle, picking up a kill on the Lee Sin, who will now be greeted by another gray screen for another 30 seconds. Yeah, the Lee Sin had a very unfortunate kick there in that last team fight, kicking the Cho'Gath in towards his team, allowing for the Cho'Gath to get a very easy feast target. Hopefully looking to see this Cho'Gath maybe work towards a stone plate here. I think he is working towards a ZZ rod at the moment though. Currently, Predictive Gaming is about 4k gold up on Elo Terrace here. Baron is spawning in the next 30 seconds. Alistar is getting some vision down for Elo Terrace onto the Baron, simply dropping a pink ward into the pit. Predictive Gaming is answering back by getting vision on, securing vision around Baron's side. Predictive Gaming getting very solid vision here on the Baron. Elo Terrace also countering back with their own vision. Cho'Gath is going in with the Righteous Glory slow. Is going to be able to get the kill. Vayne picks up the kill on the Sivir. Double kill for the Vayne. Also picks up the Alistar here. Elo Terrace is forced to retreat as their AD carry and support are now dead. Instead of Predictive Gaming going for the Baron, they're actually opting to push down here in the mid lane. They're going to be 5 men pushing down here, potentially picking up some Nexus turrets. Lee Sin does go for a kick here, Sion with the ultimate. Lysandra does an ultimate onto someone, but is unable to pick up the kill. Sion, condemned by the Vayne, goes ahead and flashes out. Looks like Predictive Gaming picks up both of the Nexus turrets here. They're still looking for more. Lee Sin goes down to the Cho'Gath after picking up the kill on the Jarvan, but nonetheless, Predictive Gaming is going to be able to take the Nexus here, picking up the win over Elo Terrorists. And we saw a very, very solid performance here by Predictive Gaming. Overall, a 36 kill game in total. Very solid game for Predictive Gaming. Vargar, getting ganked as much as he did, was still able to manage to squeeze out a 739 KDA. We saw the Vayne actually able to do a lot of damage in that game. That one kill she got early was able to help push her towards getting the items that she needed to carry some of the fights, ending the game 9-2 and 5. The Lee Sin was trying to be as proactive as possible, but eventually just was not able to do much. Was dying a lot in the team fights towards the end, was not getting good enough kicks, actually getting some bad kicks in some of the fights there. Go ahead and costing his team the match there. But as always, is a pleasure watching Predictive Gaming, and also a pleasure to watch Elo Terrace. So go ahead and take a look at the graph here. You can see that the Vayne was able to pump out 37k damage that game. No one on the side of Elo Terrace was even able to get over 20k damage. It's actually pretty impressive. But overall, a very solid game. GG's on both